Hello to all of our families at Varsity College. As you know, this coming Monday we'll see the return of all of our students back to school, and we are absolutely thrilled about having you all back with us. It has been a mammoth 5 weeks, hasn't it? We have done so much in that time. We've learnt so much as a community. Parents have learnt the joys of educating children. Staff members have learnt around online platforms and just how super useful they are in terms of communicating with students. And certainly that's been one of the great things, is thinking about all of the things that we've learnt and all of our professional development that we've had as a staff of Varsity College throughout this time. We've said so many thank yous, and I will say it again. Thank you to our families for all of your support during this time. We couldn't do it without you. On behalf of myself and the executive team, thank you to all staff of Varsity College. Every single person has been pivotal in making sure that week 1 to 5 of this term has worked so well, and it has worked well. Sure, we've had some issues and we've had a few glitches, but again, we've all worked together and we've worked through them, and I think the outcome has been a highly successful one for our entire college. Coming back into next week though, there are going to be some changes, and we've already started to communicate them with you. Certainly for our primary parents, we have provided you with detailed information around particularly pick up and drop off. And I have received emails that have some concerns around them, and I understand you are concerned. We are concerned as well, but one of the things we do have to continue to do, and we are being asked to do by the health department, is to minimise the amount of adults that are moving around in our school. So we will have you going to the specific gates, and I understand that that may not be the most easiest or convenient thing to do, but this is about the safety of everybody. We will have all of our executive staff on the primary campus out at those gates, and they will be assisted by our teacher aides who will take students to their assembly area where their teachers will be, and we will then make sure they get to their classrooms safely. I am absolutely going to ask parents to work with us around this. We need to have a look how it works. We may make some slight adjustments and changes, but the one thing that I cannot do is have everyone walking en masse around our campus once again. That's something that we've really got to work hard to maintain, and I'm asking all of our families, all parents, all grandparents, or anyone who drops off and picks up to please make sure that you are aware of your entry and exit gates and to use them. And we'll give it a trial and we'll see how it goes. We are also implementing, as I've stated and have already been doing so since we came back at school, so many priority cleaning protocols to ensure that this is a hygienic space to work in, and we will continue to do that. A number of parents have raised concerns around our secondary campus. We know it's not the biggest campus around, and yet we're one of the biggest schools in the state. So there's difficulty around it. But all of this week, our team has been working on making sure that we are going to separate the kids out as much as possible. We are going to push larger groups of students over into our multi-purpose court, and we're going to make that an undercover seated area. We won't be playing sport in there for the remainder of this term, just so we can spread our kids out and ease a bit of that congestion in the quads. So we are going to do that. Year 8s prolifically are our biggest year level, and we are going to ask them to use the multi-purpose court. We're also going to redirect our junior secondary kids around to our oval spaces so that they can run around and be active, but also again ease congestion. We are putting priority lines in our canteen area for those students so we can move them through and quickly get them across the road to keep a little bit more space and distance. But as I've said, and as anyone who's walked through our secondary campus knows, it's not the largest site. But can I tell you, we are doing our absolute best. The one thing that needs to remain and will stay through all of this is, as a parent, if your family, yourself, members of your family, or even your child is in a vulnerable circumstance, then for their safety, you are absolutely able to keep them at home, and you will communicate that to us, and we'll continue to look at how we provide learning. However, our online learning platforms now are a supplementary that we will use in those scenarios, But for now, teaching and learning is back in our classrooms. For all parents' knowledge, social distancing is now not a requirement for classroom-based activities. So we will still continue to spread our desks out as much as possible, but under federal health guidelines, we are not required to social distance for classroom-based activities. So that does mean that you will see HPE classes out on the oval. We will take all our hygienic and safe and healthy health and safety precautions with equipment. But you will see, in line with all the easing of restriction steps, groups of 10 students or less working with their teachers around practical activities. So we really want to make sure that we get school back to as normal as possible, or our new normal. That's really important to us, and I think it's really important for your children. There are a lot of extracurricular activities that we are not able to run at this point in time, but we are going to continue to work at how we bring them back. Things like assemblies, they will not happen. So you don't need to worry about us putting all of our year levels in the hall. Those types of things can't happen at this stage, and we're going to continue to communicate with the students via videos on Monday morning in their roll mark, and having Facebook posts, etc., and making sure that they are always up to date with the information that they need. So before I sign off and before I get the opportunity to say once again a final thank you, and that we are totally looking forward to next week, I do just want to make sure that everyone understands that at no time are we trying to be obstructionist, and at no time are we trying to make your life difficult. Every single time we put something in place, it is about the health and safety of every single member of this varsity college community, including yourselves. So all of these things come from the heart. They come from the best possible place with the best possible intentions. But I do absolutely welcome the feedback that I get from the community, and I do make it a priority to ensure that I do respond to that feedback, or get someone to respond in terms of a more appropriate response for you from the most appropriate person here. So with that, I look forward to seeing everyone back on Monday. I hope that you all have an amazing weekend, and I'm sure that within the next fortnight, we'll be back into the swing of what life looks like. So kids, get ready to get up early, get ready to get those uniforms on, turn up to school looking beautiful and ready to work, and let's get stuck into making the end of term 2 an amazing one. Thanks everybody.